This Geetham is Shree Raamachandra Shrita Paarijaatha in the Ragam Bhairavi. It is set to the Chathurasra Jathi Dhruva Talam, which has one laghu, one dhrutam, followed by two laghus, and each laghu is 4 beats each. So this is exactly like the Dhruva Talam where you learnt in Alankaram. It's a non-trivial talam. So you have to be a little bit careful when you are executing it. The Arohana of Bhairavi. Bhairavi is a derivative of the 20th Melakarta Ragam. It is interesting Ragam. It's one of the major Ragams, and it's an interesting Ragam because it has 2 Devatams that are used. In the ascending order, we use the Chatushrudha Devatam or Dha Padha. Okay, and in the descending order, we use Padha. Okay, so let's look at the Arohana. So this particular song is best sung with gamakams. So I will normally when I teach Geethams, I normally do it without gamakams and then with gamakams. So here the flavor of the song is completely lost if it is without the gamakams. So I prefer to sing this with gamakams. So we'll start learning the Arohana with gamakams. Sa ga ri sa ma ga ma ri. Okay, so that is the Gandharam, which is Sadharana Gandharam. Sa ga ri ga ma. Sa ga 2 it is called Sadharana Gandharam. Third Gandharam is Antar Gandharam. Sa ga ri. Ri is flat. It's a Chatushrudha Rishabham. Ri. You should know the difference between this Ri and Ri. That is the Shuddha Rishabham, which is used in Mayamala, Gola, etc. Sa ga ri. The rule for the gamakam here is sa. Now sa, you start from the gamakam has to start from the prior note sa and goes to the higher note than the note which is being played. So ga and then higher note is ma. Sa ma ga ma ri. Okay, so the gamakam oscillates between ma to the ri area and touches at the Gandharam. Sa ma ga ma ri, and you call that ga. That is you make that as an akaram and that becomes a gamakam. Sa ga ri ga re ga re ga re ga re ga. Okay, that is another gamakam. So you see there are 2 varieties of gamakams for ga. Ga ma ga. Now ga is in the area of Rishabham. Re ga re ga re ga re ga. Now from that note, then you essentially are going all the way to Panchamam. Re pa ma pa ma pa ma. Re ga pa ma pa ma pa ma. It comes with that. Ga ma. Okay, and you call that ma. Sa ga ri ga ma. Re ga pa ma pa ma. Re pa ma pa ma. That is the way it comes. Ma, and ma is the Shuddha Madhyamam. Okay, so there is quite a bit of space between ma and pa. Ma pa, and that is where you oscillate. Re pa ma pa ma pa ma pa ma. Pa da. Okay, pa da flat. Now that is, remember, the higher Devatam. Pa da ni sa. Pa da da sa ni sa ni sa ni sa. Okay, it comes with that. Ni sa. It's called the Kaisika Nishadam. Pa da ni. Instead of singing that flattish, you do this gamakam for it. Ni. We'll see that in the descending. Ni da pa. We'll see that. Okay. Sa ni da sa ni da sa da. So when you're doing the ni, right, even though you're calling it ni, you come down to the Devatam. Sa ni da sada da ni da da pa. It comes with that. Sa ni da sada da ni da da pa. No, da ni da. But you call that, you never call that dha, you just call all of that ni. Sa ni da sada ni da pa. It comes to that. Sa ni da pa pada pa. That is the small devatam. Ni da pa da ni da pa ma ga ri sa ma ri sa ri ma ri sa. It comes to that. Sa ni da pa ma ga ri sa ma ga ri ma ri sa. Okay, so Bhairavi is obviously a complex but a very beautiful ragam. Sa ga ri ga ma. So you see the varieties of colors or gamakams which are provided to the notes. Sa ga ri ga riga. That's one gamakam for ga. Ga ri ga. That is another gamakam. Rima sama gama ri sama riga ri sa ga ri ga ma. Instead of doing that, ma riga pa ma ma. So remember that gamakam starts from ri, goes to pa, and then oscillates around that. Ma pa da ni sa da sa ni sa sa ni da pa sa da da ni da da pa sa ni da pa ma ga ri sa ma da pa ga ri is another embellishment. You can sing that if you can get your voice to turn like that. Ma ga ri ma ga ri sa. That's canonical or the basic gamakam. Sa ga ri ga ma pa da ni sa sa ni da pa ma ga ri sa. When you're singing at a higher speed, you reduce the number of gamakams, but the weight of each gamakam should not be compromised. That is, each gamakam should be expressed fully. Sa ga ri sa ma ga ma ri ga ma ri ga pa ma ga ma. Instead of doing it twice, you do once. Ma ba da ni sa da sa ni sa. That's all. Sa ni da pa sa da ni da pa. Okay. Sa ni da. Instead of that, sa ni da pa ma ga ri ma. So ma is flat here. Remember in the Arohana it was ma. All these also come. Da ma pa ma ga ri ma da ga ri sa. It's a more advanced gamakam. Sa ga ri ga ma va da ni sa. Sa ga ri ga ma va da ni sa. Sa ma ga ma ri ga ri ga ma ri ga pa ma pa da ni sa pa da sa ni sa ni da pa ma ga ri sa ni da pa ma ga ri sa sa ni da pa ni da pa ni sa da pa ma ga ri sa ma pa ma ga ma ri sa. That's the way it continues. Okay, so it's like a spiral which goes either in the ascending direction or the descending direction of frequency. Sa ga ri ga ma va da ni sa ni da pa ma ga ri sa ri na. Okay, so these are all advanced alapanas. Okay, let's go to the Geetham. Sahityam is Shree Raamachandra Asritha Paarijaatha Samastha Kalyaana Gunabhi Raama Sita Mukha Amboruha Sanchareeka Nirantaram Mangala Maata Notu. Okay, that is the Sahityam. So let's look at each word and look at what the meanings is. Shree Raamachandra Asritha Paarijaatha. Oh, Shree Raamachandra, the Lord Shree Raamachandra is like the Paarijaatha tree. Paarijaatha in this case, mythologically, is a wish-fulfilling tree, that which fulfills all the wishes of his devotees. Ashrita means one who come to him or one who are devoted to him. Samastha means all the community of these devotees he takes care of. Is like a wish-fulfilling tree that gives so many fruits of all these wishes. Samastha Kalyaana Gunabhi Raama Abhirama. Okay, so he's like he pleases everyone, Samastha, with his divine and auspicious qualities. Guna, Kalyaana Guna, divine and auspicious is Kalyaana, and Guna is qualities. Seetha Mukha Amboruha Sanchareeka. He is like the bee. Okay, this is a complete metaphor over here. Sri Rama is like the bee that flies over the lotus, which is compared to the face of Sita. Okay, so which means he really loves Sita, and that is shown as a metaphorically, just like the bee loves a flower, especially the lotus flower. Lotus is the word Amboruha is used for the lotus. Sanchareeka means is the bee which sort of flies around and round. And Mukha, Sita Mukha Amboruha. So Sita Mukha is compared to Amboruha or the lotus, and Rama, with all this great divine qualities, is like the bee that flies over this lotus. Nirantaram Mangala Maata Notu. May he grant or bless us with auspiciousness, Mangala, forever, Nirantaram. Okay, that's all. It's a very simple Sahityam, but it's important to know the meanings, because you might encounter a word which you might not know what it is. That's why I emphasize the meanings, so that you can render the words with the appropriate emotion and the feeling that it deserves. So Shree Raamachandra Ashrita Paarijaatha. Okay, that is the first line. So we'll learn the Swaram followed by the Sahityam. Normally when you sing the Geetham, you should sing the Swaram separately and Sahityam. So this Geetham, as I said, we are going to do with complete Gamakam. Okay. Gari Gama Pa Ma Gari Gama Pa Ma Padani Nida Ma Nida Ma Gari Sa. Okay, I will normally sing a line or a couple of lines fully, and then we'll break it up into pieces and sing it again so that you can compare yourself to this reference. Gari Gama Pa Gari Samagamari. Okay, this is the ascending Gandharam. Sagari, it comes like that, right? So there's no Sa here, just starts with Ga, but you can do the Gamakam as though it was starting with Sa. Gari Samagamari Gama Pa Gama Pa Gama Pa Rima Gapa Mapa Mapa. It comes like that. Gari Gama Pa Gapa Mapa Mapa Ma Gari Ga Ma Gari Ma Pa Ma Ga Mari. So what is interesting about this is even the 3 or 4 Gas which come in this first line, all of them have different Gamakams. Gari Samagamari, that is the first Gamakam for Ga. Ga Ga Ma Ga Ma Rima Ga Ga Pa Ma Pa Ma Pa. It comes to that, right? Ma Gari Ma Pa Ma Ga Mari. Now that Ga Ma Pa Ma Ga Mari, it comes to that. Ma Pa Ma Ga Pa Ma Ga Mari. Pa is just a touch. Ma Pa Ma Ga Mari, it comes to that. Ma Ga Mari Gari Ma Gari. That is the Gandharam Gamakam. Ga 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 Rima Ga Ma Ga. Okay, so you see that those are all the different Gamakams for Ga. Gari Ga Ma Pa Ma Gari Pa Ma Pa Ma Ga Mari Ga. So most important thing when you do a Gamakam, a Geetham, you should not learn it rotely. should learn it and understand what is the depth of the gamakas in it. Because what is a Geetham? Ultimately, you're going to go beyond all these Geethams, Varnams, Kritis, and all that, and do more improvisational alapana and all those other things. So, but it's important to understand the beauty and the depth of the gamakas, or the colors of the of this. Okay, otherwise, ga, ri, ga, ma, pa doesn't give any different colors to the notes. Okay, ma, ga, ri, ga, ma, pa, ma is flat here. Notice ma, pa, ma flat, pa flat, ma flat, ma, pa, ma, two akshams. Pa, da, ni, da, pa. Okay, observe that two gamakams for nishadam are different. Ni, pa, da. This is called the dhatu or Chathurasra Jathi Dhruva Talam. Okay, this is the note which is the odd note. In the 20th Melakarta Ragam, it's only the first Devatam. So this Ragam is known as Bhashanga Ragam, and this particular note is called an Anyaswara. Pada, ni, dasani, dani, da, da, pada, ni, da, dani, da, pada, ni, da, dasani, dani, da, pada, ni, da, mani, da, okay, now this is a very important gamakam. Ma, pa, pamani, da, pamani. Okay, now pama, mani, ni, da, ni. Small oscillation, anuswaram it's called, around the ni, da area. Pamani, da. Okay, so there is a lot of space here, you see. Pama, mani, pama, pamani, da. There is a lot of space between pa to ma to ni to da. Okay, mani, da, and around that area, each note you should give oscillations. Mani, da. Now da is a smaller devatam or first devatam. Da, pada, pa, mani, da, pa, ma, ga, ri, sa, ma, pa, ma, ga, ma, ri, sa. Okay, now ma, ga, ma, ri, that is the Gandharam gamakam. Ma, pa, ma, ga, ma, ri, ma, pa, ma, ga, ma, ri, it comes with that. Ma, ga, ri, sa. Okay, now let's move on to the next line. We'll first do the swaram completely and then come to the Sahityam. Okay, sir. Okay, let me do this line once and then we can split it up. Sa, ri, sa, pa, ma, pa, ga, ri, ga, ma, ga, ri, ga, ma, ga, ri, sa. Okay, now let's break it up. Sa, ri, sa. It's almost flat except that ri, there's a small anuswaram around ri and ga. Anuswaram means it's a light touch of a frequency above or below. Sa, ri, sa, ga, ri, sa. It comes with it. Okay, so just a touch around the Rishabham area. Ri is normally flat. Sa, ri is a very pure Rishabham. Sa, ri, sa, ga, ri, sa. It comes with it. Sa, ri, sa. Okay, and if you sublimate it or make it lighter, it becomes an anuswaram. It's not really a swaram, it's basically half swaram. Sa, ri, sa, pa, ma, pa. Okay, pa, ma, pa. It's almost flat. Okay, ma is flat for sure. Ga, ri, ma, ga, ma, ri, ga, ma, ri, ma, ga, ma. That's the Gandhara gamakam. Sa, ri, sa, pa, ma, pa, ga, ri, ga, ma, ga, ma, ga, ri, sa. Now first ga is ma, ga, ri, ma, ga, ma, ri, sa. Second ga comes as ri, ma, ga, ma. Ga, ri, sa. Okay, that's why even though there's so many gas, each ga you have to watch out. There's different gamakams. Ga, ri, sa. Okay, next line. Ri, ga. Okay, now it's a ri, ga, ma, ga, ri, ga, ma, pa, ma, Okay, it is mostly jantas in this line. But what is interesting about it is some jantas are the normal janta. Re, re, ma, ma. It's the usual way you do janta. The second note has to jump with a touch of the note underneath. Re, sari. You should hear it like that. Re, re. But what is interesting is the Gandharam janta. Instead of doing ga, ga, instead of doing that, janta comes as a gamaka janta. Ga, ga, rimaga, rimaga. The essence of Jantaswaram is just repetition, but then in the repetition there should be a new color in the second part of the repetition. That is the idea of Janta. Re, re, ga, ga, rimaga, rimaga, ma, ma, ga, ga, ma, ma. So the first two gas was rimaga, rimaga, and then when you're coming from ma, ga, ga, ma, ga, 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 maga, maga. It comes like that. Re, re, ga, ga, rimaga, rimaga, ma, ma, ga, ga, ma, ma, maga, maga. Okay, re, ga, ma, pa, ma, ma. Now here re, ga, ma, pa. Instead of that you do re, ga. Instead of doing a small gamakam for ga and big gamakam for ma, you do a big gamakam for ga and hold ma flat pretty much. Re, ga, re, rimaga. When I say rimaga, it means big gamakam. Re, ga, which means anuswaram around rega, rega, rega. That means small gamakam. Re, ga, ma, pa, ma, ma. Pretty much ma, pa, mama is all flat. But mama is a janta. Make sure it jumps and you clearly show the janta. Ma, ma. Okay, now next. Pa, da, da, ni, ni, sa. Now da is also flat but janta. Pa, da, da, ni, ni. Similar to ga, ga. Ni, ni, dasani, dasani, sa. Pa, da, sa, ba, da. So pa normally is flat, but here it just slides down from shajam. Pa, da, ni, sa. Pa, sa, ba, da. Da is always flat. Dasani, sa, ni, sa. Pa, da, ni, sa. Now it goes higher. Ri, ga, ri, sa, ri, 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 sa. Pa, da, da, ni, sa. Pa, da, ni, sa. Ri, ga, ri, sa. Okay, that's how it comes. Ri, ri, ga, ri, sa. Observe that ri is flat, da is flat, okay? So only the ga which is shaken. Ga, ni. Ni, ri, sa, ga, ri, sa. Okay, now here another variant of the Nishadam Gamakam and Gandharam Gamakam. Ni, ri, sa, sa, ni. Sa, ni, ri, sa, sa, ni. Observe that the Nishadam just comes as a touch. Most of the time you are standing at sa. This is what you mean, that you're basing it on the Shruti. Ni, ri, sa, sa, ni. Sa, ni, ri, sa. That's why Shruti Shuddham. Okay, that's what it's called. You're pure to the Shruti. Keep your, most of the Gamakam is hanging out in the Shruti, so that you reinforce the Shruti all the time. And ni is given a touch so that you see the expression of that Nishadam. Ni, sa, ni. It's almost like a notch, as they would say. You have a flat and then a quick notch to nish in the space of frequencies. Ni, ri, sa, sa, ni. Sa, ni, ri, sa. Ga, ri, sa. Ma, ga, ri, sa. That ga is given an emphasis. Ma, ga. So it's almost like a flat ga, but ma, ga, ri, sa. Ma, ga, ri, sa. It comes like that. Ni, ri, sa, ga, ri. Ma, ga, ri, sa. Ni, ri, sa, ga, ri, sa. Okay, now next. Ni, ni, da, ma. What is interesting here? You were so high and suddenly you're coming down to the ma, ni and ma area. Ni, first ni comes as sa, ni. Second ni, 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 sa, ni, da, ni, da, ni. Okay, so first ni is a big nishadam, just quickly sliding down from sa, ni, and in fact hanging out at sa more than ni. Ni, ni. See, you see the ni comes only in the end. Ni, ni, da, da, ni, da, ni, da, ma. Another interesting thing here is the pa is omitted. Dama. So Da is first Devatam or Shuddha Devatam. Da ni ni Dama Dama Padama Dama comes with that. Padama Dama ni Dama Padama Dama. Okay, it comes with that. Pa Avadani Sam. So Pa, when you're at Ma and you jump to Madapa, it comes with Ma Pa Madapa Da is flat. Ni Sa Dasa Nisa Nisa. So you see that Pa is given an emphasis, even though it's usually not Pa. Canonically, you don't say it's a gamakam. Ma Pa Avadani Sa. Okay. Pa Da Pa. Now here is an interesting prayogam. Pada pasani sa. Pada pa. What it says is, when you come from pada pa, you have an ambiguity. Should I use the higher devatam or the lower devatam? So the answer here is that you should use the lower devatam. In fact, even for pada nida phrases, if you look at the Viriboni Varnam when you learn it later, pada nida. So both the das are small devatams. So when you do pada pa, pada nida, pa. Okay, Padanida, you have some ambiguity whether you want to use the higher Devatam, the ascending or not, but always descending is the lower Devatam. But older compositions like Viriboni Varnam always use the lower Devatam for Pada Pa, Padanida Pa. Pada Pa, Pada Pa, that is a Gamakam for Devatam. Pada, you just call it as Da. Pa pa da pa sa ni sa. Now from pa you jump to sa. Sa ni sa 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 ni sa ni sa sa ni sa pa da. So sa and then jump back to pa. Pa da ma pa. That is called a dhatu, right? Pa sa sa pa. Okay, you don't slide down. You just leave it at sa and just come back and pick up pa. Okay, so here is where your swarajnanam or when is tested. Sa pa sa pa da pa sa ni sa pa da ma pa da ma da ma. Once again, pa da ma pa. It comes like that. Okay, ma pa da ma pa. It comes like that. Ma pa ga ri sa. Even though the pa ga, right, you pick up the gamakam at ma. Pa ga ma ga ma ri sa. It comes with it. Pa ga ri sa. Okay, so let's do the whole. I'll do the whole swaram once. Listen carefully. Okay, after that we'll do faster and etc. Ga ri ga ma pa ma ga ri ga ma pa ma pa da ni da pa ma ni da pa ma ga ri sa ri sa pa ma pa ga ri ga ma ga ri sa ri ga ma ga ri ga ma pa da ni sa pa da ni sa ri sa ni ri sa ga ri sa ni da ma pa da ni sa pa da pa sa ni sa pa da ma pa ga ri sa. So we should pay attention to every gamakam when you're singing, okay, and you should articulate it with a lot of enthusiasm and energy, okay, and so that the bhava of the gamakam comes across. Otherwise it's a very, very mechanical rendering, even though the if you just ga ri ga ma pa ma ga ri ga ma pa ma pa da ni da pa ma ni da pa ma ga ri sa ri sa pa ma pa ga ri ga ma ga ri sa ri ga ma ga ri ga ma pa ma ma. it's all boring. Okay, so you should make sure it has a lot of life in it, and gamakas are the life, and you should pay attention to the fullness and the full articulation of the gamakas. Okay, when you're doing that. Okay, now let's go to the Sahityam. Now, ga ri ga ma pa comes like that, right? Shree Rama, Shree Raamachandra. Okay, it comes Shree Raamachandra. Rama, ma. You have to be careful. Rama, Ramachandra. No, it's Ramachandra. So ma is what is called hrisva, or a short phrase. Ma is dirgham. Ra is dirgham. Ram, Ramachandra. When you say Rama, both Ra and Ma are dirgham, but when you say Ramachandra, Ma is hrisvam or short. Shree Rama. You say Ma instead of Ma. When you say Ma, it's called slurring. Okay, so watch out. Shree Raamachandra. That's why I say you should first pronounce the word, pay attention to which is hrisvam, which is dirgham. Mara is dirgham, Shri is dirgham, Ma is hrisvam, Chan is hrisvam, Dra is dirgham. Shri Ramachandra Magariga. Okay, now Shrita Paarijaatha. Now Shrita Pa, some people sing this Shrita Pa. Now Shrita Pa is completely meaningless. Shrita is one word. Ashrita actually is the Dra Ashrita. It just combines. Okay, that is the beauty of the Sahityam. Dra Shrita Shrita. Okay, Ashrita. Paarijaatha Ma Padani Nidapa. So the phrases which we learnt in Sahityam and Swaram, they might not align very exactly, because we might have preferred a different alignment when we learned the ma pa ma. We learned, right? Shrita pa. I should not sing like that. Okay, Shrita is one word, and now Paarijaatha Ma Padani Nidapa Ma Pada Paarijaatha. Even though you're singing as Sahityam, the gamakam structure should be the same. So that's why you should sing this swaram first, and even the swaram you should break down the gamakam into ni. Instead of doing that, ni, that ni is actually an akaram for dazani da dazani dazani dani dani da pa dazani sa dani dani ni da ja. So when you're singing the Sahityam, you're actually two levels above this, of abstraction above this. So if you don't get it correctly, you should go back to the basic level, that is of the gamakam, and individual understanding what is the type of gamakam. Ni da da ni da da ni da pa pa Paarijaatha. But once you've learnt it, Paarijaatha should be one word and one breath. Okay, and it should be you should know which is dirgham, which is the hrisvam again. Ri, Pari is a hrisvam. Ja is dirgham. Chitha is also hrisvam. Pa is dirgham. Observe. That's why there are usually more aksharams for pa in terms of swaram. Pa, so automatically it becomes dirgham. Pari, Ri is dirgham. Ri is hrisvam, therefore it's given one aksharam. But sometimes composers do take the license to give multiple notes for even the hrisvam. Like for example, here itself, Ra, Shree Rama. Now, even though Ma is a hrisvam, you give it a dirgham in terms of the swaram. So you should be careful, because it's a stumbling block. Ma, if you sing, it's wrong. Ma Shree Raamachandra Chandra. Okay, now Dra should be certainly a dirgham, because it also merges into Ashrita. Dra Ashrita Pa. When you sing like that and you express it, people hear it as Ashrita. Ndra Ashrita Paarijaatha. So in the process of learning the split of the swarams and Sahityam, you should not take it too far. Ultimately, once you learn it, you should try to sublimate it so that you don't make that a big fuss. You should not be made a big fuss about it. Shrita Paarijaatha. So that way, the music which is sung sounds like speaking. Paarijaatha should sound as Paarijaatha. Okay, so that's just you're adding music to it. So, but the word's integrity and the Hrisvam Dirgham relationship should not be broken. Samastha Manida Samastha Samastha. Oh, okay. So now Samastha. Now remember that it's ma. It's a Hrisvam, but still you have a huge Dirgham in terms of the akaram. So you should be careful that when you sing, you should only say sama and not sama. Samastha Manida Pamani Pamadani Dani Daba Magari Sama Magamari Samastha Dapa. You can sing like that, or da pam da pa. Okay, mani da va samastha. So even though you have sung it so long, it sounded as samastha. Kalyaana sari sapa mapa. Kalyaana Gunabhi Raama. Gunabhi Raama. Kalyaana. Okay, it's easy. Gunabhi Raama. Okay. Gunabhi Magamari Gama. Okay, it's a quick ga. Gamari Magama. Comes like that. Gunabhi Raama. Gagari sa. Rama is Dirgham. Abhirama. Gunabhirama. It can be split in two ways, Gunabhi and Abhirama, or Gunabhirama or Guna Abhirama. Seetha Mukha Amboruha. How do I know how to do this correctly? Seetha Mukha Amboruha. Okay, those are the words. First you should understand what those words are, and then make sure that the integrity is not broken as you sing the song. Re ga ga re ma ga ma ma Seetha Mukha. Okay, that's 1-2 words, and then Amboruha. Amboruha. Has a dirgham. Gamaga re maga. Boruha mapa mama sancha padadhani ni sadasani sadasani sanisa sancha rika sabadani sariri gamarisa Rika. Sanchareeka is one word, right? Normally you should sing it in one breath. It's a good exercise. So, but first you can break it up into Sancha and Rika, but ultimately both of them should be continuous. Sanchareeka, and then you take breath. Nirantaram Mangala Maata Notu. Maata Notu. Nirantaram Mangala first. Nirantaram Nirisa Nirantaram Magamarisa Nirantaram Mangala Sani Nidama Mangala Maata Padanisa Maata Notu Maata Pada Dasani Sanisa No Savada Pada 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 small devatam Tu Sa Sani Sa So this is called an akaram, karam actually, because two, right? Padama Bagarisa Notu. Okay, so this is the Sahityam. So remember that there's a lot of gamakam in this song. You should learn it only when you have learned some of the other Geethams. But when you learn it, pay attention to all the gamakas. Okay, and you can also sing the whole thing in akaram. Gari gama pama gari gama pama Padani Nidaba Pavanidaba Magariza Pama pagari gama gagariza Even though akaram, janta should be clearly articulated and expressed. Okay, music should be communicated, music should inspire. Pada sabada dhani nisa dasani dasani sam ri 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 sam ni ri sa ri sa ni ni da ma Padanisa Pada Basaniza Padama Pagarisa. Okay, so let's just do this one more at higher speed. Shree Rama Shree Raamachandra Shrita Paarijaatha Samastha Shree Rama Gari Gama Ba Shree Rama. When you go at higher speed, the gamakams are abbreviated, but still the continuity and the connections between the gamakams are not sacrificed. Shree Raamachandra Shree Raamachandra Shrita Paarijaatha Paarijaatha Mavadani Nidava Samastha Masani Sava. Okay, that's a more detailed Nishadam. Masani Sava Samastha. So a bunch of spirals of gamakams coming down. Samastha Kalyaana Gunabhi Rama Pamapa Kalyaana Gunabhi Gari Mugamari Gama Raama Mugamari Sita Mukham Riri Gagamam Gaga Amboruha Amboruga Ruha Amboruha Gagariga Boruha Mapamamha Sancha Padadhani Nisa Rika Padani Sarigarisa Nirantaram Nirisagarisa Mangala Ninidama Maata Padanisa Notu Vadavasanisa Vadama Vagarisa Shree Raamachandra Shritha Paarijaatha Samastha Shree Raamachandra Chandra Magariga Shrita Paarijaatha Shrita Paarijaatha Mapada Nidapa Nidapa. There you don't do bigger gamakam. Dani dapa, do like that. Paarijaatha Samastha Samastha Manidapa Magarisa Kalyaana Gunabhi Sarisa Pamabagari Raama Gagarisa Sita Mukha Amboruha Gagari Gamma Amboruha Sancha Dani Sam Rika Padani Darigarisa Rika Nirantaram Garisa Garisa Nirantaram Garisa Sagarisa. So I don't do big gamakams. Sagari, that's all. Sa Nirantaram Mangala Ninidama Maata Padanisa Padadasanisa comes with that. Maata Notu Padavasanisa. Oh Marisa. Oh Shree Raamachandra